Hello, everyone. Welcome to another fantastic week of football where the Utes lose to BYU.
Cool story, bro.
Great opening. Great opening. I love it.
The holy war remains holy.
3 years.
I will say I do like the BYU quarterback's first name.
Fair.
Yeah. The Utes got mauled by a bear.
That Big 12 battle is sure getting interesting, let me tell you.
Yeah.
There's a couple of teams in there that could make a run at it. But anyway, we're here to talk about the NFL. But we might dip back
Where
into
they actually
college
kick
like
field
we always
goals. Wild.
Yeah. Well,
Can you guys hear
do.
me?
Right. Yes, we can.
Oh, okay. Jeez.
Yeah, we
My mic
talk
wasn't
about the
working there for a
NFL where the Chiefs just beat the brakes off the Raiders.
Oh, we're so talking about that.
No, we're not.
Oh, yes, we are.
No, we're not.
Oh
It-
no.
Tyler chose it. See, it's crazy.
Yeah, we all
Even
know who put that on there. I don't want to hear it.
I have the power to mute, and I am not afraid to
Can
use it.
I just real quick say too that the team that everyone is the most upset with this week is neither of the teams that played in the Holy War. It is none other than our very own McKay Chamberlain's team, who ruined everything by beating our undefeated Texas Tech.
Right?
And-
Right.
Ruined everything. Big 12 was looking tough. We had this unbeaten team that looked dominant, and then some stupid, what are you? 4-2
Fear the
team.
fork.
Wow,
You're the fork,
disrespecting
baby.
The 4-2s.
Let's go ASU, baby.
I was
Actually,
shocked.
And the problem is too, though, is it's like we've got Houston coming to Tempe this weekend, and I was like, yeah, we're gonna absolutely destroy Houston. And then they just announced today that our star wide receiver's out. I was like,
Yikes.
oh my gosh. So now Houston's gonna stomp us, and the Big 12's gonna look even more messy.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm just like, I hate this. I hate
We're
college
going to be
football.
rooting hard for Arizona State. Rooting hard.
I mean, I
just-
still will do.
too.
Yeah.
We got it. We got to keep the Big 12 looking strong, and it's not going to
Gotta-
happen.
Nope, the Big 12's looking like the Pac-12 did a few years ago.
Yeah.
Lots of similarities.
I would like to point out, though, that I actually felt really, really good. I need to at least broadcast this out there. I know I've mentioned it to you guys before, but like, this is the closest. This past week is the closest I've come to perfection on the sports level, because last Friday, Shohei Ohtani has a performance for the
Dodgers.
ages. And the Dodgers go to the World Series, and then the next day Arizona State upsets Texas Tech, and then the following day the Bears get a win against the Saints. I mean, yeah, it's the Saints, and it was closer than I wanted it to be, but hey, the Bears won, and win is a win. And you guys know this: 6 out of my 7 fantasy leagues I won this week. The
Hey,
one exception
same
was the one
here.
where I lost. I lost by 0.26. So annoying.
Yeah, I won.
I
8
won by
out of my
0.2.
9. Oh, boy.
Oh, no, that's wild. Gotta love
Yeah.
fantasy.
Gotta love
I
it.
have noticed a trend with me in fantasy. When the
Losing?
Jaguars win, my fantasy teams do crap. When my Jaguars lose, my fantasy teams blow the brakes off of people for the most part.
And yet you've
Which
never
would
won,
you
and the
prefer?
Jaguars lose all the time.
That's weird, right?
Savage.
Hold on. But before going on a mission and moving to Utah, I won my fantasy football leagues 4 years in a row.
Because you were playing against toddlers, or what?
Yes.
I mean,
Get him.
I
Get
was-
him, Tyler. Get him.
I mean, I was playing against some people that are very into football, and then others that were not very into football, and a lot of those people were like, because it was Panthers country, a lot of them were picking all Panthers players when Panthers players were bad, or basically like picking teams that they really liked and not really players. I'm like, oh, okay, well this is gonna be interesting.
Shane, no one
Yeah.
does that. No one picks a bunch of players all from one NFC South team on fantasy, right, Tyler?
I would never.
Nope.
Not even. This was 12 years ago. Not even when the Falcons were going to the Super Bowl.
That was not
It was
12
the
years
year
ago. Come on.
before.
I'm talking
Don't make
about,
us feel that
I'm
old,
talking
Shane.
about like Panthers like 12 years ago.
Mm,
Oh,
Like
Yeah.
CMC,
Cam Newton.
Panthers, Cam Newton.
CMC
Steve
would be
Smith,
2017, but Cam Newton's on par.
Steve
That's
Smith.
what you're saying. Mhm.
Whoever else was there at the
Yeah.
time. I don't really know the Panthers players from that time. I know Steve Smith and Cam Newton. That's kind of it. Oh, they had a tight end. Was it Greg Olson?
It was. You don't forget Luke Kuechly.
Yeah, but he's defense. You don't draft defensive fantasy players in most leagues.
I'm just saying that's another Panthers name that people
Well, I
know. It's a household name.
Trust me, I know.
good old
He-
Greg
he-
Olson.
He is on like he was on every advertisement for everything in North Carolina while he was there.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
They slapped his face on
Oh, yeah.
everything. It was a little annoying. Cool guy. He was just annoyed by seeing his face literally every 5 seconds.
Hey Matt, why don't you get us started here with your weekly rant about the Kansas City Chiefs?
oh
gosh.
yeah,
We're
of
actually
course.
doing
You're
this.
welcome. Yeah, it's gonna be short-ish.
Oh,
So
Kind of like the Raiders'
saying-
chances in that game.
yeah, exactly. It's like
kind of like
first
the Cowboys
off,
Super Bowl hopes.
yeah. Like, okay, so first off, they're saying, oh, they're back, they beat them. Oh my gosh, they shut them out. You shut out the Raiders first off. Let's get that
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
To be fair,
The
it's a division
Raiders.
rival though. Division
Like
rivals
an
are a little
abs,
different.
they're worse than the Jets. Okay.
Whoa,
Well,
whoa,
actually,
whoa, hang
probably
on.
Mm, no.
Okay, let's not say that.
They are
Their
not.
defense is actually really solid. It's just their offense is like a bunch of 12-year-olds that can't play football.
Yeah.
Brock Bowers?
That whole game,
Bowers
they
has been
had-
injured for most of the time, Shane.
True,
yeah,
but I'm
he's
just
been
saying.
out.
I'm like, is he a 12?
They don't have anyone to throw him the ball.
Well, they don't. They have Geno. Is it?
Oh,
They don't have anyone
eh.
to throw the ball to, or is it just Geno not good?
Yeah, he's just not good now.
Yeah.
But
Well, and you got
anyways,
to cut Ashton Janty a little slack. I mean, he's a
Yeah.
rookie. You can't expect him to put the whole team on his back.
Which I
right?
think is what the Raiders expected.
Yeah.
I think
But-
so.
The biggest thing is like everyone talked about how the biggest disparity was like time of possession. Chiefs had 42, 48 minutes, and then like the rest was the Raiders. And they're all saying like, "Oh, that's how dominant the Chiefs are." And I'm like, no. Did y'all not watch that game? Like
No.
they struggled to move the ball the entire time, and then they were bailed out several times with BS pass interference call or roughing the passer call to redeem them from having a 4th and long. Do not tell me they beat the brakes off the
Hey,
Raiders.
none of the calls in that game were as controversial as the standard.
They still got them. That's the point. And if they didn't get any of those, it would have been like 21-23-0. Not as bad of a
So
loss.
at what point is a team good at drawing fouls and clean in their own play? At what point is that just the case, and do we stop saying, oh, they're cheating, the refs are cheating? You know, if there's another team out there that just plays super clean, doesn't take calls, and is good at drawing calls,
I mean,
or do
also-
we always just assume that the refs
If
support-
they're
I
within
don't
the
think there's-
norm
Oh,
of
boy.
probability,
Gosh.
See, but
yes.
what does
Doing
that mean, the
report
norm?
again.
What does that mean, the norm?
He's bringing up that report again.
No, I'm just saying it's abnormal.
I'm just saying.
and
we're gonna
they're
move
not
on
that
from
good.
I'm
Come
gonna
on.
Say,
I
I'm
think-
gonna say
okay.
this. I think the
Stats are not that good.
officiating this year has just been bad across the board.
Oh, across the board, 100%.
Yeah, for
It's
sure.
real
But maybe-
bad this year.
But maybe Tyler's onto something here, is what I'm saying with this, because Tyler's got a good point about maybe they're really good about getting away, with
Mhm.
these calls, because I mean that exists across the board, with sports. I mean, whether it's hockey players that are really good at trying, to get in with the slash, the catcher faking where the ball went in the strike zone. I mean, the
do like
biggest
that
example. the biggest example I can think of right now is I spent an entire period of regulation last night and 2 overtimes watching Shai Gilgeous-Alexander for the Oklahoma City Thunder be a free throw merchant and flop all over the place to draw fouls and shoot free throws and win the game. Some players are just good at it. Yeah. More like James Harden, but still.
Isn't there a saying? Isn't there a saying in sports? I forget who said it, but it's like if you're not cheating, you're not trying to win.
Sounds like a Houston Astros player who said that.
Sounds like a Dodgers.
All I'm saying is that there is clear evidence that they get favored, and then we can see it when they play. Like there's at least 4 guys being held on the same play and giving Mahomes time to throw the ball.
I would also like to point out that a lot of those fouls came in the era when they had Tyreek Hill. And let's be honest, one of the only ways back when Tyreek Hill was at his peak was to hold him. Like, so I mean,
but those were legitimate though. I'm talking about like all of a sudden, like, oh, he just tugged him on the shirt and it's a penalty. It's like, come on.
Do we need to talk about how
the disparity is like literally wide open whenever it's them, but when it's everyone else, it's like, it's gotta fall under this. Perfect example with the catch with the Vikings in the end zone, clearly overturned. And yet, Travis Kelce's was never overturned. Plus, you're not supposed to, But anyways,
You got me there on that Vikings game. That overturned catch was a load of garbage.
Oh, did I
think
it was a catch of Jaguars Rams where one of the Jaguars receivers was like yelling at the ref. He's like, "Hey, am I lined up good? Am I lined up good?" And the ref said he was good, and then the ref threw the flag. Yeah.
Right.
For me, officiating needs to be
If I want to lean in Tyler's stance, they're just that good at drawing, okay, but why is it always favored in their side when it's like a bailout? Either gets them the next play, because no one else is that efficient at doing that. And it's always within like a hairline of, it's right there. It's like, no, it's not.
I mean, let's also talk about this.
It's okay because they're not going to survive the playoffs, so it really doesn't matter.
So
they will get
so there were 2 players that everyone constantly complained getting just dumb penalties for their team to push in the extra yardage. One was Aaron Rodgers when he was with the Packers, as I'm sure McKay can attest to.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
The other was Tom Brady. People would barely touch him when they're trying to go for the sack, and Brady still has the ball in his hand, and they would throw a flag.
Last 4 years.
I'm not talking about last 4 years. I'm not talking about last 4 years.
Talk rule.
Of his at the New England last 4 years. He got obliterated the years before, and nothing ever got called because the rule changed. I get it. Rules change. I get it. But
I'm talking about where the defender literally touched him on the helmet, and the refs threw a flag at it.
And I will give Tom Brady credit. Tom Brady always came out and said, "Let him play." Like it seemed, and I could be wrong, but it seemed like Tom Brady wanted the calls to go the other way. So I will give him credit.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I feel like it's a trend where whatever team, whatever person is making the NFL the most money, their teams get away with a lot more.
Yeah.
Yes, that is true.
But the main point I wanted to make with this game, it was not that impressive. Everyone thinks it's like the second coming of the Chiefs and they're going to dominate everyone. It's like, dude, it wasn't that impressive a win. Everyone needs to chill. Like, relax. And so that was the thing that was driving me nuts the most. It's like, dude, you beat the Raiders in your own home stadium. You had every advantage possible, and you think it's like you just beat like the most undefeated team, best in the NFL. It's like, dude, you barely won. Relax.
And kind reminder, as we go here into week 8 of this season, the Chiefs are 3rd place in their division.
Yeah.
They have severe competition with the rest of their division, with the Broncos and the Chargers.
Do we think the refs bet on games or have fancy football? Have any of you guys seen like that fancy football ref comedy skit?
Shane, do refs bet on football games? Is there collusion there? Have you ever heard about the NBA ref scandal back in the early 2000s? It exists. It exists.
It's there.
Yeah.
Ugh.
But either
Yeah.
way, it wasn't impressive. I'm not impressed yet. I'm not convinced that they're going to just walk into the playoffs and go back to the AFC Championship. I just don't see it. Raiders, they clearly need to get someone on the helm, which we'll probably talk about later. And we can cover,
Yeah.
possibilities on that, which I'm excited to because I actually have some wild theories.
I will
But,
say
yeah.
one thing before we move on from this. Matt, I want your honest opinion, because you're saying the Chiefs are going to get knocked out early in the playoffs if they even make it. If they make it, who's going to knock them out?
Patriots,
Oh my gosh.
without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Gosh.
Especially if they make a specific move on offense,
I think I
it's
just
game
threw
over.
up in my mouth.
Oh, gosh.
I'm just.
So Matt,
There-
you
he's-
see Patriots Super Bowl?
There's a couple of teams that I'm worried about.
Like...
Well, let me segue here with one that I think could be really competitive in the postseason. Shane, we were just talking about AFC West standings. I don't mean to skip over Tyler and I, but
Yes.
Shane, now might be a good time to talk about this Giants
Mhm.
Broncos game and how threatening the Broncos might be.
I mean, my
Yes.
biggest takeaway from this, and I was so sad because we had one of our neighbors come over on Sunday to hang out and do stuff. So I got to like the fourth quarter. I'm like, oh, the score's like 19-0. There's 10 minutes left. I'm like, this game's probably over by now. So I turned it off, and then I just like checked football after they went home and everything at the night, and it was like Broncos win 33-32. I'm like, what the heck happened? And I was
Yeah.
like, the Broncos scored 33 points in the fourth
Mhm.
quarter, and they like broke some sort of absurd record, and then as Bonus is like has some absurd record with fourth quarter stuff, and I'm just like, what the heck is going on? I will say,
Yeah.
I like the Broncos, but I feel like the Broncos are too. What's the word I'm looking for? Too. I'm
They
not
play it too
confident in
close?
them. I'm not confident in them because they just can't put games away, and they get scenarios like this where they get bailed out because I think it was like the Giants pulled a couple of starters at one point. I don't know.
Mhm.
I was reading some stuff, but
I would
Ugh.
call it, might sound weird, but the Broncos are a little slippy,
that's
I
a
would
good
agree.
term.
Yeah.
if that makes sense. Like they have the potential to just run teams down and just run them over, but they just slip a little bit.
And I think that
They-
comes from the team performance in general. Where I'm
Right.
going with this is Bo Nix. He's the guy. He's
Yeah.
really good. But
Mhm.
the rest of the team, there's work to be done.
Cortland
Right.
Sutton's pretty solid.
Eh,
Well, they can't just throw it to him all the time
I was gonna say, I'm like,
either.
he's like the only reliable target. They don't have a good
Yeah.
running back. They don't have a. I'm like, I like Evan Ingram, but he's not consistent enough. And then the rest of
Right.
the receivers, they're not really
Yeah.
that great.
Right. But they have that potential though. That if like
Mhm.
everyone's on their game, they're dangerous.
Now I will
And
say,
if they can somewhat get consistent towards the end of the year and start really just playing well consistently, and they can carry into the playoffs, they'll be a problem.
let's give some credit to the other side of the ball. Yes, they ended up choking the game away, but Jackson Dart looks pretty solid. I know he got banged
He
up a
does.
couple of those plays and
Yeah.
was hobbling a little bit. Scatterboo looks great. And here's the thing, this Giants team is doing all of this without Malik Neighbors.
Yeah. They have the X factor with the team morale right now.
Yeah,
Like
Scatterboo
Scatterboo
just,
and
like,
Dart have just
Oof.
animated everyone to play at a higher level, and it's impressive to watch. It's really cool. Like you don't see it very often. That just their work ethic and their attitude on and
sending
off the
your head into a
field
brick
just
wall
makes it
before
better.
A game.
Right, right,
Well,
Like,
and that they're rookies too. They're rookies.
right. Yeah,
They're
like
doing.
what does that say for the future? And the Giants
No,
owners need to be like, maybe we should invest in some receivers and some defensive guys, and
I've seen so many skits
you know.
of just Scatterboo where people are like, "We need to check it for a CTE," and they're like, "How many fingers are him holding up?" They're holding up 3. He's like 7. Wow! Runs off. And I'm like, what the heck is this?
Yeah, that holds up.
But
Scatterboo,
I
though.
like this game because it just showed a lot of potential on both sides, like that we haven't seen in a while,
I love and hate
and it's
this game
exciting.
because it was so boring in the first half, and then that fourth quarter was just art. It was a
Lights out.
beautiful,
Right.
beautiful way to end that game.
Can I point out an interesting statistic from this game?
Of course.
Yeah, sure.
So, which team would you guess has the most rushing yards considering the way the box score went?
Broncos.
Really?
Mhm.
Considering the Giants had the early lead and we're trying to hold on
Yep.
to it?
Yep.
Oh, you guessed correctly. They beat them by 30 yards, 142 to 119.
And I only guess that because Scatterboo didn't have like huge runs. Like he grinded his yards, but he didn't have like these huge gains. So
Tyler just made me think of another interesting statistic that I heard.
statistics.
Which is?
So, changing subjects to a different game, and I know no one's talking about it tonight, but Justin Herbert has his career high of passing yards of over 400 yards in a game, and they lose.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I heard that one.
It was such a funny game.
Oh,
That was a wild game.
I don't even want to look at it. Okay, let's continue, because we're halfway through.
Tyler, go ahead.
Are we on recap? Because I'm totally
on recap.
content just saying mine was Chiefs Raiders. Here, let me just round it up with this.
Wait.
My final thought on Chiefs Raiders is just every statistic in this game shows dominance to the Chiefs. They had 42 minutes of possession of the ball. 42 something. Jeez, where'd it go? Which I just think is ridiculous. Let's see, 42 minutes and 8 seconds compared to 18 minutes for the Raiders.
I mean,
It's just
if you
ridiculous.
If you control the ball, you win the game 90% of the time.
Exactly.
But they were dirty time. Like they had to go the whole field.
Say
That's
what
all I'm
you
saying.
will, they had
They
42
had to
minutes of
work for
possession.
it. Yeah, they had to
They
work
did,
every time
apparently.
they had possession.
I mean, what's going to happen when we just have an entire game where the Eagles just do nothing but push the entire game, just inch their way to the other side of the field?
Well, they
I'd
basically did that
I'd like
last
to see
week.
it.
Oh my gosh.
I'd like to see it.
If your running back has an average of 5 yards, why not?
Yeah,
no,
I'd
that's not
like
even
to
the
see
tush
it.
push. The tush push gets an average of 3 yards a carry.
Yeah.
They could literally do the tush push every single time and eventually score and probably kill an entire quarter and a half of time.
That would
Ugh.
be painful to watch.
Doing the tush push just kind of reminds me of like just that kind of weird play with the fullback back, when football was just getting going.
Fullbacks, a position that has basically disappeared.
Hmm.
Now it's basically just tight ends or the big bulky running backs that barely touch the field now.
With the
Like,
exception of
who is
Kyrie.
Utah's giant running back? That was awesome. No, he's a tight end. He's a tight end.
He was a tight end.
That's what I'm
Actually,
saying.
one of them's a tight end, and the other one was like a tackle, I believe, is the actual position he plays for.
Dude was huge. That was
Yeah.
awesome to
It was
watch.
funny as crap to watch.
I was surprised they didn't use him more. The 1 or 2 plays he was in, he made a huge difference, but they only
Yeah.
gave him the ball like the once.
And they
weren't
also never
supposed
kicked.
to give him the ball. Oh my gosh! Don't.
It-
We got to move. We got to move on to yours, McKay, because I'm.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's
McKay.
gonna blow a gasket.
I could have coached that better. I'm like, oh, it's 4th and 1. Okay, kick the field goal. Like, come on, bro.
Nah, respect the
times.
business. That's what I do when I play Madden.
Here's what I'm gonna say about Buccaneers and Lions for this game here. I still believe that this game has potential to be a game we see again in the playoffs. I know
NFC
that they're-
Championship.
I know what happened with Mike Evans. I know that's sad. He's probably going to miss the rest of the season. That's really sad because he was that close to breaking Jerry Rice's 1,000-yard season record.
I mean, he can share it.
They
I
did
mean, yeah,
it
I
on
guess at this
purpose.
But here's the thing: Chris Godwin will eventually be healthy enough to come back, and Egbuka is still there. So, and then once they get Bucky Irving back and they get that run game going again, I still think that the Buccaneers are a threat within the NFC South.
I mean,
Yeah.
And then the Lions on the other side, they're good. You know what I mean? Like they run I think they run the table. Maybe it's the Packers. No, I'm pretty sure it's the Lions. Are at the top of the NFC North right
Nope.
now. It's a
Packers
good,
are.
keepable team.
It's Green Bay.
Packers.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because they only have one loss and a tie, whereas the Lions have 2 losses. Yeah.
Well,
it's
and they had a
Green Bay.
bye already, so we'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I think the Packers technically are the number 1 team in the NFC because they have 1 loss.
Yeah.
That doesn't count.
Now, I will say from this game, honestly, I think it was a good thing that it happened, that the loss did, because the way that Baker has been playing his mentality this season, it's only going to add to the fire. He's going to play lights out this week. He's going to get redemption. And who are they playing against?
The Buccaneers.
Poor Saints are just.
Oh,
That's so sad.
I'm so
I
glad
feel
that
bad.
Puka is
Bad.
Puka.
that's
It's
gonna be
not
so
good.
rough.
Like, he's gonna be throwing out of his brain. Anyone that has an MBK on their team, you need to start him.
Oh, I
It's like-
am.
Oh, we
Guarantee
are.
he's
Yeah,
gonna
believe
go off.
me.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was a good game. A lot of stuff happened that you couldn't wish on any player that game, and it just sucks. But I feel like it didn't really show how good the Bucks really are.
I would agree with that.
So
Yeah, definitely. Okay, cool. Well, let's call it good with that, and let's move into our Week 8 matchups. Matt, who do you want to cover this week?
I'll give you 2 guesses
You are not
on
covering
who
Chiefs
I'm going to
Commanders.
cover. No.
Thank the Lord.
Well, it's either the Chiefs or no, it's either Commanders and Chiefs or it's Patriots and Browns.
It's Philly in New York.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm looking forward to this game, just because
This will be fun again.
It'll be good. You got Saquon's old team. Is he gonna have a game of his life this game, or is he gonna just continue the bad and curse and be crappy? and then it'll be kind of, I think what's gonna happen, either they like it or not, it's gonna be a game where it's gonna be Scadaboo. Who's gonna be the better running back, Scadaboo, Saquon? That's what's gonna happen,
And I'll
because
say
we know
this.
they're not throwing the ball this season.
Oh, they did
So-
this last game.
Oh,
They
they
did.
did last game, yeah.
They did, but I'm just saying, like, I think it's going to be a fun running back game, because I think Scadaboo might have that little thing on his shoulder saying, "Oh, I'm going to smoke Saquon this game in numbers, and I'm going to play in my mind to show, hey, we got a good running back on our team now." Plus-
Need I remind you, they played earlier this year already. Not even that long ago. They played 2 weeks ago, and the Giants won 34-17.
Yeah.
So it is
So-
very fresh, and
Yeah.
Scadaboo and Barkley went up against each other, and Scadaboo, that was Scadaboo's career game where he had 19 carries for 98 yards and 3 touchdowns. So
Yeah, so it'll be a fun game to watch, like, if I can watch it, because freaking football is weird.
two
But I'm hoping
different
that-
stations to watch football now.
Yeah. So,
Good
but-
deal.
yeah, so yeah.
What are we
I think it'll be
thinking then,
good.
predictions wise?
I think Philly will get this one back.
They'll break.
I would
even.
agree.
I think Philly will get this one back.
Unless I think Philly plays like they did last week, I think the Giants got it.
And that's
Fair.
why I got with my matchup monsters. I think they'll play similar to their scheme that they had last week, and I'm going to go with Devontae Smith as the matchup monster. I still think I get where Matt's coming from. I think it'll be cool for the running back game, but I think the pass game is also going to be heavy with this too, because that's not what things are expected to be right now. So yeah, I'm going with
Right.
that to be the case.
My matchup
Really?
monster is probably gonna be Jackson Dart. I think he'll put up a fight and play really well.
He definitely will.
Yeah.
I go Saquon though. I think Philly's taking this, and I think Saquon leads them home.
Right on.
Oh, you know
Hey.
I can't drop Scattaboo.
Yeah. All right, Shane, keep it rolling here. Bills and Panthers, what do you got?
Yeah, I chose an interesting one, Bills and Panthers, because I feel like the Panthers are on a little bit of a rise right now, and I feel like the Bills they're starting to struggle a little bit, and I think this may be a little bit more challenging than what we would have anticipated at the start of the season, because both of these teams have 4 wins. The Bills have had a bye, so they're 4-2, but the Panthers are 4-3 and have they've been putting together a string of pretty gritty wins so far. So I don't fully hate their chances right now.
I definitely don't think Buffalo should be a 7.5-point favorite, but
Yeah.
but I still think that Buffalo pulls this one out.
I think Buffalo
just-
wins it as well, but it'll be close.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with the underdog. I think I'm gonna say the Panthers.
I'm going to take the Bills on this, but I would say matchup monster. I'd love to see a Ted McMillan game, a breakout game where he really gets some serious yardage. And this could potentially be it. I just don't have a ton of faith in the Bills' secondary.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go with Rico Dowdle. Tyler, Matt.
I'm thinking the Bills, and I think it's gonna be
players.
Cook will be the matchup monster. I think he needs to have a good game.
He does. He's been a
Especially
little
coming
slow lately.
Yeah, especially coming from a bye week and all that. I feel like they need to have a bounce back, and he needs to lead like he has a couple of times this year. He needs to really show up, make their life easy.
Like it. All right.
Denver and Dallas. I think this could very much be an interesting upset for this week. Dallas is projected to lose. However, I would not be surprised to see the Cowboys come in and win this. I think it's going to be a spectacular defense versus a spectacular offense. And so I really think it's going to be up to Dallas's defense and Denver's offense. I think we don't need to waste too much time on this. I really like Matt's analysis of it, of just sometimes they're slipping. It feels like Denver can play lights out on offense like they did in that fourth quarter, and sometimes they can have games where they just sit back and do nothing the entirety of the game. So I think a lot of this game rides on Bronco showing up.
Yeah.
And I am going to pick Denver to win this despite that.
I guess the question is what Denver team is going to show up?
Yep, literally.
Yeah. Makes sense.
I hate saying this, but I've got Dallas in this game. I think it'll be close. I think it's more just. I was seeing a lot of good stuff from Dak in that game against the Commanders, and I think there might be a continuation of this at this point.
CeeDee Lamb is
Yeah.
back.
Yep, that's a big part. Is Lamb's back?
Is anyone surprised by how mobile Bo Nix is? Because I was surprised. He doesn't look like he would be light or quick, but the dude's pretty quick. I've seen him dupe some people. Get in the end zone. I'd be
Dude.
impressed.
Dude was running for his life at Auburn, I swear. I don't think he was running for his life as much at Oregon, but he was at Auburn.
Yeah.
Anyone else with a comment?
I think Denver can run away with this if Dobbins actually contributes.
That'd be great. I've got him starting this week.
Yeah, so I think that'd be good for Denver if they could get a solid run game. I think that would help a ton.
Yeah.
And this would be a good game to do that.
Oh, Shania is mad at you, McKay.
Ask me if I'm worried about it. Dude, let me ask. I'm not even worried about it.
She says, I thought we were friends.
I mean, yes, but I'm still picking the Cowboys. But let her know that whenever I pick the Cowboys to win, they absolutely fall apart.
Man.
There is track record behind that.
That was like the best.
So
thing
really,
ever,
you're
like, the
taking
first
one
season or
for
two.
Shania.
Yeah, I guess that's true. Because no, literally, Shane can back this up. And all the seasons past, whenever I pick the Cowboys to win, they always lose. It's the funniest thing.
That was like the best thing in the first season or two of the podcast was just every week we were picking the Cowboys just to make them lose.
It was so funny.
Mhm.
Ugh.
Great times.
Okay. Anything else
Okay,
on
McKay.
Denver and Dallas? We're moving on. Sounds like we're moving on.
Move on.
Okay, I'm really looking forward to talking about this one, and I know it's not just me because this one there was a lot of chatter about it during the last Sunday night football game. Is they wanted to talk about Aaron Rodgers' return to Lambeau Field, and I mean that's what we've got here. And it's funny because if you were to ask me, guys, I would wish they could both lose this game. But unfortunately, can't be like, unless they tie. They
Yeah,
both
so they
tie or
can
something.
end tie.
Yeah, but then unfortunately that just helps the Packers record further. I need another loss in that category for them to make me feel better. Anyway, I think this game will be interesting. Aaron Rodgers says it's not going to be a revenge game. Jordan Love is kind of treating it like it's no big deal. I look at this game and I look at two specifics behind it. I feel like this Packers offense, and I think the Cardinals game is a good example of that too. This Packers offense is missing pieces. It feels sluggish. And I think the number of points that they put up is a good example of that. And they've had to have some help from the defense. So it's a really good pickup for them to grab Micah Parsons. I think the same situation kind of could apply a little bit on the offensive or on the side of the Steelers, where the defense I felt like was pretty good, but now I feel like it's kind of average outside of T.J. Watt, whereas you had this high-powered scoring thing that Aaron Rodgers was putting on in the geriatric game with Joe Flacco last Thursday. What I'm saying behind this is I don't project this to be a high-scoring game. I think we're going to be hanging around the 23-20 sort of score or something like that, and it's going to be close between these two teams. It's either that or it's a blowout. There's no in between. But with that said, I do feel like the Steelers are going to win this game. They need a bounce back after losing to the Bengals, and Aaron Rodgers is going to want to, have some prove-it time against the Packers, for basically letting him walk and whatnot. And the Packers, just with what I've seen from Jordan Love in this offense, I just don't think it's enough. But it's in Lambeau, so you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got the Steelers.
Want to give it to the Steelers, but just the fact that they're in Lambeau, man, I want to give it to the Packers due to their location, but I do feel like I have to give it to the
Field to
Steelers.
play in. It's a tough
Yeah.
field to play in.
The Steelers are used
I'm
to
going
the cold.
Steelers.
Am I looking at this wrong? Because I'm pretty sure it's not in Lambeau.
It is
It's not in Lambeau. Why did I think it was in Lambeau? Is it in? Is
It's
it
at
in Pittsburgh?
Heinz. Yep.
It's in Pittsburgh.
Oh, it is totally. It's totally in Pittsburgh. Oh, okay, cool. Wow.
I'm
Tweaking.
I'm like sitting here like
Tweaking.
clicking back and forth. I'm like,
Acrisure.
wait, am I in the wrong week?
I must have read it wrong when it was saying like, oh, Aaron Rodgers returns. So I'm probably thinking, oh, he's going back to Lambeau. Yeah, no. I got that totally wrong. That's on me.
Good.
Man, you know,
But I would say that-
I want to be different. I'm gonna be different.
Yeah, you can be
Good for
different. It's
you.
I feel sick for typing it though.
Yeah, I hope. My game obviously is going for Steelers in this one, and I put the old man, but I think their defense needs to step up. I think that they need to shut out the Packers this game. Like they need to get back to dominant defense, or they're not going to survive the rest of the year.
hmm
So
The other
like
part of
their
this,
defense
too,
gotta prove
is-
something.
Yeah, as of right now, I'll be real with you. I feel fairly confident in this Steelers O-line, too. Where
Yeah.
I don't feel like Aaron Rodgers has as much to worry about with Micah Parsons on the other side of the ball.
Hmm.
But still, it's Micah Parsons.
It is, but like Micah Parsons got 3 sacks in the last game because it's the Cardinals O-line. Parsons gets double teamed most of the time, and when you got a decent O-line like the Steelers, I don't think Parsons is going to be as big of a factor in it.
True.
I want to see Parsons hit Rodgers and knock him down.
Oh, I would too. Are you kidding? But I don't think it's going to happen.
I think it'll happen once. Calling it at least once.
Okay, can he pop his Achilles again when that happens? Just kidding. I don't wish that on any player. I'm
On
not
the
mad
other
at
foot.
him supposed to break his elbow every game.
Oh no, I want his leg to fall off, just snap like in 6
No.
places.
Gosh.
The
Watch him
violence.
scream like a little girl.
He wouldn't scream like a little girl.
Wow.
He would scream like a little frog. Get it right.
Eh, I was trying to be nice.
The frog out. Ah.
In case any of you are also wondering, we all suck at upsets of the week, by the way.
Yeah, no surprise there. We can kind of just shoot the moon on that if we're being honest. At least I do.
I do shoot the moon
Yeah.
as well.
Giants were almost there. Giants almost had the upset. I was cheering the Giants on. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be right.
Okay, fine. Then with that said, I'm going to predict upset of the week. The Dolphins obliterate the Falcons this week. Just kidding. There's no way.
How dare you?
There's no way.
I would be
this-
blown away.
Is this the game
Yeah.
where Mike McDaniel gets fired though?
Oh, maybe. Maybe.
I feel like he's pretty popular with the fan base, though, is part of the
Not
problem.
anymore.
But he's not popular with his team right now, is the vibe that I've been
And
getting.
he is losing a lot of that fan base too.
That's the game changer. Yeah, he might go. He's got
Honest
the elements, and
opinion
he's
here.
not doing it with it.
Yeah. Honest opinion here, if you want me to really pick an upset of the week, Texans beat the 49ers. Think about it. That would be wild.
I don't hate it. No, see if you
The
want- if you
49ers
want
the 49ers have been
upset-
going absolutely wild with their run game recently because they haven't exactly been trusting Mac Jones. And they've been able to do that. Sorry, Tyler, going to bring up some PTSD here, but they were able to do that against the Falcons with Christian McCaffrey because George Kittle's back. Because Kittle can
Right.
provide this blocking power on
And
it
block.
that just makes it so easy for CMC to do his thing. Scouting report will look into that, and you have a player like Will Anderson, and the defense with D'Amico Ryans, who is a defensive-minded coach, thinking, "Oh yeah, we got to get this win here. We gotta step back up into this." And I think against the Niners, there's a good shot of that happening.
I'm checking this right now because there's no way this is right. Hold on.
See, I got real upset for you, but I don't believe
Because
it would happen.
I've got Texas. I've got the Texans as the favorite. According to this score sheet here.
Well, that sucks all the fun out of it, because then it's not really an upset.
Mm-hmm.
I got an upset for you. Are you ready? I don't think this will happen. I'm just putting it out here for people.
Browns beat the Patriots.
No. Titans beat the Colts.
I thought about that, but I cannot fathom it.
It is such a long shot that I cannot even
That would be
get
wild.
behind it.
I could get more behind the Jets upsetting the Bengals than I could, and getting their first one of the season, than I could the Titans beating the Colts.
I mean, I'll say this. I'm the only one that picked this team to win this week. I think I'm gonna say the Panthers beat the Bills.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like it.
Hey, well, I guess that means someone could pick San Francisco to beat Houston.
There you go. Well,
That would be an upset.
well, Emily just texted me saying, how dare you, pick the Texans to beat the 49ers.
Right.
She's pretty
You're
irritated
offending
right
everyone tonight.
I know, like,
Good
I
heavens.
am.
Shania was even
Seriously.
saying that you might not want to hang out with
Ooh.
Tyler and her this week.
Baltimore is a 6-point favorite over Chicago.
Really?
Yes, because Lamar is supposed to come
Oh,
back
I was like,
this
this-
week.
this is
Even
Lamar
so,
return, huh?
Even so, he's played in plenty of these games. He's only been out, 2-3 games?
No.
Yeah, something like that.
He's been on.
It's
what,
two. It's
4?
no. I think it's only 3. I'm curious. I'll just say my piece about this game real quick here. I'll admit I do think the Ravens are going to win that game, especially if Lamar is back. But I'm very curious to see how the Bears defense responds to that, because in the last several games they've gotten 4 takeaways each game. So is this going to be kind of like a rough outing coming back into it for Lamar? And because a lot of the rest of the Ravens team is still banged up. The only reason that I feel like the Ravens will still get the win is because we talked about sluggish offenses earlier. Yeah, that's the Bears' offense right now. Sluggish, especially the passing game.
Yeah. So Lamar has been out for roughly 2.5 games.
Oh, there you go.
Hmm.
So you pull 2 of those off.
But the
2 of those
Ravens
wins
have a
off, or 2 of those
1-5
losses off, and he's
record.
still 1-3.
That's still
Yeah.
not great.
Oh,
Interesting.
for sure.
Matt,
All right,
you've got one?
Yeah, Matt. Yeah, sorry, I don't want to leave you out here. What do you got?
That's fine.
Okay,
I
let's
think
move
it
on.
would be the second worst odds.
Saints beating the Buccaneers.
No. Washington beating Kansas City.
I don't think that's
Only
Oh,
because Jalen Daniels may or may not play.
He's not. It's a hamstring. It's
Yeah.
gonna at least
So,
a week.
like, it would be yeah, it would be a long shot, but it would just be
Yeah.
funny. I would just love it for it to happen, just because everyone hyped them up so much, and then they get wiped by the Commanders. Like, it'd just be like, huh. It would be comical.
I mean, it's been, let's see, it's been almost 7 years, but let's not forget back in the 2018 playoffs that Marcus Mariota owns the Chiefs in
Yeah.
that game. So I mean,
Right?
the
True story.
Could happen.
game.
maybe there's some Mariota magic there.
Yeah.
Man, what
So,
is it with,
we'll see
like,
how
the
that goes.
faces of the NFL quarterbacks just losing to like the no-name backup people.
Yeah. It'll make good for TV.
Tom
sure.
Brady losing to Nick Foles. Jeez.
hmm
He was waiting on that. He was waiting for that.
Okay. Made peace with it.
Okay, cool. Let's jump into our for the fun here. Look, we don't have to go through all these names that I've like put on our document or stuff like
So
that.
many.
But yeah, there's a lot, and this is all coming from an ESPN document, an article that says all these guys could potentially be on the block. Is there anyone here that we want to talk about as far as a name and what teams would be most in need, what teams could shed a contract? I just bring that up because obviously a big one that I know we kind of like alluded to a little bit here. 2 of them actually. Matt, you alluded to the Raiders a little bit about their situation at the very beginning, and then also we talked about how the Broncos need another receiver.
And
Yeah.
there's-
That's like as solid as Sutton. But what are we thinking here?
I'll say this.
I got
because-
2. I want to talk about.
Go for it, Matt. I want to
Yep.
see if you cover mine.
First one is Kirk Cousins going to Miami.
Ooh.
I don't think they would. They got
Here,
Quinn Ewers.
I only say that because someone may or may not be in hot water right now from getting canned.
Well, yeah, they got
If
their-
he can make a move like this and Kirk Cousins does really well, I personally think Tua's gone after this year. I think he's done. I think way too many hits to the head. He's not what he used to be. I don't think he can process as fast anymore. He still has the football knowledge. It's too much. So I think he just needs to stop for his own health.
In regards to Kirk Cousins, though, specifically his situation, Tyler, we talked about this the other night. Do you want to talk about it, or you want me to?
Go for it.
Okay. Well, Tyler and I voiced some concerns about Michael Penix and his performance at this point. It seems a little rough right now, and it almost seems like if this continues, having Cousins there as insurance is something I think the Falcons are still leaning on. Did I miss anything there, Ty?
I would just say his play is inconsistent, and I hope that they keep him playing because I still think he's young. I don't think he hasn't even had a full season. I would love for the Falcons to still play him through a season, even if he continues to be inconsistent, because I think that's what players need. However, because these decisions are not made based on future seasons, usually it's just this looks bad, throw in somebody else. I would not be surprised, and like McKay said, we would not be surprised if we see Kirk Cousins take the field this season.
Yeah.
What's your other one, Matt?
Chris Olave.
To the Bills?
No, to New England.
I walked right into that one.
Only because if they added him, he's not like a superstar, right? But he is very good. It would just add another dynamic to that team and another weapon. And I think it'd be a good move. It would give them a little bit more speed, which they need. Yeah, Booty's okay, but they need someone that's more of that speedster. And I know for sure it's not going to be Waddle because that's not going to happen. Miami won't let him go unless someone wants to get fired. So that won't happen.
Definitely not to the Patriots.
Yeah, like I said, he'd get canned. I could kind of see maybe Calvin Ridley just because of, Vrabel and all that. But, yeah, I think Chris Olave would be a really good choice.
I actually think
I'll just... Go ahead.
Yeah, he's got something there. I was just finish what you're going to say with that, Tyler, because I'm not going to talk about Calvin Ridley at all, and then I'll get into what I was going to say.
You're good. I just think he's got more in the tank. I think he's a young player who's got plenty more games in him. I don't think he'll ever be a pro, but I think he's a great wide receiver too.
Yeah. What I was going to bring up with this, and I've got two scenarios too, but it exists for the same team, and it is actually the situation with having another receiver to support Cortland Sutton within Denver. I still think, if they had somehow managed to hold on to Jerry Jeudy and you had Jeudy and Cortland Sutton there now with a quarterback like Bo Nix, yeah, it'd be a done deal, pretty good situation. That doesn't exist. So what we're looking at here at this point is I believe that some of these three players that we have on the top of our list, one of them has a really good shot of going to Denver. The first one, which I believe is the most unlikely, Breece Hall from the Jets. Just because Denver needs a more capable, solid running back. I believe that they could potentially explore that option. But I don't know for sure. The other two that I think are more likely are Chris Olave and Jalen Waddle, both going to the Broncos. My reasoning behind this exists for two things. And again, I'm not guaranteeing anything here, but I've seen this in the past. There is a really friendly GM relationship between the Dolphins and the Broncos. We've seen it time and time again, whether it's the situation with Vic Fangio going from one to the other, with the Bradley Chubb trade, that has existed between the relationship between those two. And then furthermore, so that's what I say for Jalen Waddle, because I feel like the Dolphins, the fire sale is coming. I know you guys were talking about Mike McDaniel doesn't want to get fired. He's going to get fired either mid-season or at the end of the season. They will let go of Tua. They are ready for rebuild. It's going to happen, which means Jalen Waddle is out, and they are going to try to find a way to offload Tyreek Hill's contract here in the offseason. They are going to start from square one again. So Waddle could go there, but also Olave could go there just because I believe there's always still the possibility of Sean Payton working his magic, talking to his old team, the Saints, and saying, what can we give you for Chris Olave? Because Olave's not doing anything down there with Spencer Rattler throwing to him. That's a guy who's got a lot of talent who it's just being wasted right now.
Here's a guy.
You're so funny.
If only I could get a soundboard bite for that. I need to look for that and just have the now here's a guy.
Anyway, I've said my piece on that. If anyone wants to counter with that, great. Or propose your own thing, go for it.
Nope.
I just think Chris Olave is going to be one of the hot players to go after.
Yeah.
And I'm curious what the Saints are going to want in return to give him up, because I feel like he is like their foundation piece. He's still fairly young. He's good. He just doesn't have much production around him. Because I think
he's a wide receiver. He's a wide receiver, so I feel like at the very least they're going to want a second rounder.
That's what I'm thinking about. Here's the thing. I understand like we're talking about like teams and who they're wanting and everything. I'm interested to see what teams would be willing to give up for some of these players.
Yeah. You know, the interesting name on here that's usually been a household name in the past is Mark Andrews. He's on here. Do you think that the Ravens would shop around Mark Andrews, and who would pick him up?
I think they would.
I don't know that I'd want him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they can trade him away, get some late round draft capital, and offload part of his contract.
Who is the tight end? No, it's Noah Fant. I was going to say, who's the tight end at Seattle? For some reason, the Seahawks is the one that came to mind for me. For maybe making a move with Mark Andrews.
Who knows?
I don't know. Yeah.
I've always been a not super big tight end person, so.
Yeah. You know, we had Kirk Cousins on this list. We talked about a little bit. The other quarterback who's on this list is Russell Wilson. You guys think that the Giants will try and move him anywhere?
I think they want to. I think they want to. I don't think anyone would take him.
I think the Broncos would love to have him back, especially after what happened this week.
Broncos country. Let's ride.
Called Sean Payton the bounty hunter again. Oh, that was funny.
Oh, man. Those two would kill each other.
I think Wilson's done. I don't see any way that he gets picked up and plays again. It's not even like a Kirk Cousins, Joe Flacco, where I could see him going to another team. I think he's just done.
I do. I think I could see him go to another team just within the trade deadline. Do you want to know what that other team is?
Do I?
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's just gonna go across the pond. He's just gonna go across town.
Oh.
He's
Really?
gonna go to the Jets. Yeah. What if the Jets picked him up? Come on, they got nothing to lose.
I mean,
Where
That
all
would be so
quarterbacks,
sad.
aging quarterbacks, go to die.
not even aging,
Except for
just
Aaron Rodgers.
quarterbacks.
He was able to escape.
Well, look at Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold was drafted there, and now he's lighting up NFL defenses.
That's funny.
I mean, he is. There's
Too funny.
There's not much I can joke about when the Seahawks are 5-2.
True. Well, anything else to add to it? Or is that it?
Do we think Trey Hendrickson will be shopped anywhere?
They gotta get rid of him somehow.
But he was so good. He's like one of their only defensive players. Outside of the Bengals defense, who do you count on? You got Trey Hendrickson, then you got nothing. I will take the
Yeah, I got
silence as
nothing.
I am right.
I got nothing for you. I'll be honest.
That's the thing. I'm like, I do think that they want to shop him because I think they want to get a high value return for him. Because I think it was last year, the year before, he was like one of the top defensive players, and he's been very consistent, very strong on defense. But that Bengals defense is really, really bad. I see them shopping him around, trying to offload the contract because they had a whole contract dispute in the offseason. And I think he has a 1-year extension, so he's playing this year. So do they try and trade him? And I don't know what they're going to do, honestly.
I really got nothing for you on that.
Look at that.
Yeah.
For the first time ever, I made McKay speechless.
Okay. Well, it only works because we have two other guys here now, Shane. I couldn't afford to be speechless in the past when it was just the two of us.
Okay, fine. I have stunned the whole quote-unquote room.
You mean I made a smart comment for once? Alright, I need to go to bed.
You're not wrong. It's the funny thing.
Filter's going. I'm going.
I mean, McKay,
Come to the
I'm
dark
not
side,
mad.
McKay.
McKay, I'm not mad because you're completely right.
Too good. Well, and that's the thing too, is you're totally right with this too. Like, yeah, what do the Bengals do? At this point, if they, without Trey Hendrickson, there's not much to the defense.
And I
Nothing
mean,
good there.
The Bengals team, I feel like, just relies so heavily on their offense, and with Joe Burrow gone, I don't think they can afford to sacrifice their key defensive star. Unless they just
Let's
call
just
it a
suffice
season.
it. Let's suffice it to say we have no idea what's going on in Cincinnati right now. I mean, I think the Joe Flacco trade is proof of that. They're a wild card right now.
Agreed.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, good stuff, gentlemen. Good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all she wrote for tonight?
I think that's all she wrote for tonight. We got week 8. We're halfway-ish through the season after this week.
Yes? Question mark?
Well, I mean,
Ish?
after this, we're gonna be entering week 9 out of 18. So,
Yeah.
and I mean, looking at the standings, I have no idea what to think.
Oh, yeah.
That's the way I feel like everyone's doing. Is just I don't know what to think. It's like, who thought the Ravens were gonna be 1-5? Who thought the
I kind of say
Patriots
this-
would be leading the division?
I kind of say this right now, tongue in cheek, and as a rhetorical question, so I'm not expecting anyone to answer right now. But do we really have a good idea right now who's going to get the 1 seed in either conference?
I don't think the Colts
Falcons.
will. Everyone keeps saying the Colts are gonna get the 1 seed. I don't think they will.
And likewise on the other side with the Packers, I don't think it'll be the Packers who get
Oh
the 1 seed.
heck no! Honestly, for the NFC, I think the 1 seed's gonna fall to either the Lions or the Buccaneers. Maybe, and I'll say this, maybe, because the NFC West looks terrifying. I could see maybe either the Seahawks or the Rams sneaking in as the 1 seed.
Also,
I like the Lions a
Sorry.
little bit more, but pretty strong.
don't
there.
count out the Eagles there.
I'm not.
They're kind of the darling of the NFC right now. If that, lack of a touchdown catch against the Vikings proved anything.
But McKay,
Sorry, Matt. I'm getting conspiracy theorist here too.
But McKay, what have we said? What is it like? The NFC East hasn't had back-to-back division winners for how long?
Since 2002, and I'd love to be, to keep leaning into that statistic here. But do you honestly see Dallas or New York or Washington overtaking the Eagles at this point?
I could possibly see Giants running the table. I got to double check their schedule.
I love the Giants. I love Jackson Dart and Cam Scatterby, but bro, what are you smoking? Like, it's not gonna happen.
Looking at the rest of the Giants' schedule, they got the Eagles coming up this week, which I think will decide a lot of things. Then they got the 49ers, where 49ers have been doing a lot of good stuff with a lot of injuries, but I think those injuries are going to catch up to them. Then the Bears and the Packers, I think they win both those games. Lions, I think the Lions could win that one. Patriots, I'm sorry, Matt. I can see the Giants winning that one, but I think that will be a gritty game. I'll give the Patriots credit. I think that will be gritty. Commanders, I think Giants win. Vikings, I think Giants win. Raiders, I think Giants win. And then Cowboys to end the season.
Giants aren't beating the Vikings, Bears, and Packers. They're not beating all three.
Oh, they're going to beat all three, and you're going to like it. I don't have faith in the Bears.
All right.
I don't have faith in the Packers. And the Vikings look really bad. But
Leaving
hey,
us speechless again, boys.
I don't know that I have anything to comment on that. I mean,
my first take was so good. You guys are like, whoa, he's actually smart. And then I just brought you guys back down to earth and like with a really bad take. And you guys are like, what do we think? We don't know what to think anymore.
I was trying to think of something witty to say that was condemning or condescending, and just nothing was coming to mind. And I was like, it's probably nicer if I don't say anything. So then I sat quiet.
Not bring it. I will always have 28-3.
I think there gets to be a point where it's just like, is it even that clever anymore? Is it even that damaging? Or are you just silly sounding?
No, it's damaging.
Maddie,
I know it hurt your
under
soul.
pressure.
You know, honestly, it was damaging, but after being on this podcast with you guys, it just
See,
it's kind of like someone flipping you off. Like the first time you're like, and then the 25th time you're like, eh.
See,
It's the same way with the double doink. I feel that time. It's the same with the double doink. I don't know. Maybe Shane feels that way if I say Miles Jack was down or something like that. But I don't know.
I mean, here's the thing. The double doink I just find funny. The 28-3, I feel like we're just doing therapy for you at this point, Tyler. You're learning, you're accepting, you're moving on, and hopefully the Falcons can move on and win a Super Bowl at some point in your lifetime.
Yeah,
That's not
we'll
a
see.
dig. I'm saying that's not as a dig. I hope that all of our teams, except for the Patriots, win a Super Bowl in our lifetime.
I was like, wait for it.
I'm only saying not the Patriots because
So-
the Patriots have won 6 in our lifetime.
So what would happen if they go to the Super Bowl and win this year?
The Patriots or the Falcons?
Mhm. The Patriots.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna sit down and watch, and I'm gonna root for the NFC because I don't want to watch the Patriots win another Super Bowl.
What if the NFC is the New York Giants or the Carolina Panthers?
Giants, sure. Panthers, I don't know. Giants, I would love to see Scatterboo get a Super Bowl win and hold up the Lombardi Trophy and then just like smash his head against it.
Well, and sorry, Matt. History has shown us that the Giants are the Patriots' daddy when it comes to the Super Bowl.
Good
Yeah.
story.
Let's see, in the game of rock, paper, scissors, Giants beats Patriots, Patriots beats Falcons. Kind of stops there, huh?
And
beat
Bears
Giants.
and Jags just never have a chance. It's fine. We get it.
Fat.
They just watch.
Shane's trauma is, what's a Super Bowl? Shane knows what Cancun is. He just doesn't know what a Super Bowl is.
Hey, I can say the same thing about the Lions and a few other teams.
But they actually have a chance, though.
Wow. I mean, I'll say this: my team has
There's a lot
gotten
of faith in the
Fire.
Cleveland Browns, Matt. That's a lot of faith in the Browns.
I
They have
believe-
Shadur, the
I
best
believe that,
quarterback in 2025, dude.
Gosh,
Yeah.
I believe my Jaguars have gotten more playoff wins than the Cowboys, and we are a younger team than the Cowboys. We have won more playoffs since we were formed than the Cowboys have. That's sad.
It's sad.
Yeah, you got me there. I got nothing to say for that. It's pretty
Oh,
rough for the
Cowboys.
Cowboys since the 90s.
Ugh.
All right, boys, let's call it. We've roasted each other enough
Yep.
tonight.
It was fun.
I only got one more
No,
roast
good
in
stuff.
me. The Bills.
Let's hear it.
I want the Bills to go 0-5 in the Super Bowl.
Oh,
Nice.
Ow.
And I'm like, that was a painful one.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's it. Until next week.